Hey guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to a little discussion video where I'm going to be talking about female characters in movies, shows, video games, whatever, just female characters in general. And talking about proper female characters, like creating proper, cool, badass female characters. Because as we gone from even the new Obi-Wan television show, we're getting, again, this sort of like Mary Sue kind of thing by creating female characters who are just overly powerful, overly smarter than everybody, and they're just unrealistic and unrelatable to anybody and stuff. And that's the problem of creating like a cool, badass female character is they try to either make them overly smart or overly powerful where it's like almost unrealistic or just not relatable in the slightest bit. And we've seen a lot through like Star Wars, like we saw with Rey Skywalker. I hate calling her that, but that's the name she goes by. She is a very overly powerful character. She is a character who starts off as just a simple scavenger, but all of a sudden, without any Jedi training, she's knowing how to do Jedi mind tricks, use the Force, and can beat a Sith in a lightsaber duel with no training whatsoever. For fuck's sakes, Luke trained with Yoda on the Dagobah system, and he still could beat Vader, but Rey can easily beat Kylo Ren without no training at all. Everyone's like, well, it's because Kylo Ren was injured. It doesn't matter. He would still beat her. And like as we see again in Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, she's like God mode, and she doesn't even have a lot of training. And she beats Kylo Ren multiple times. She beats Palpatine, one of the most powerful Sith Lords in the history of Star Wars, and that's why people had a problem with Rey. Is she's so overpowered. She doesn't make mistakes, and she doesn't show her vulnerability. Her entire character is just she's a badass, powerful character. That's like really it. And like anytime they try to make her interesting, they seem to fuck it up. So, and yeah, that's why a lot of people had problem with Rey. Same with Captain Marvel. Very overly powerful, condescending female character. She doesn't like toxic males, and she is very cocky and arrogant, and she's just overly powerful. That's just her character. She's very strong. And she's dealt with toxic males her entire life and stuff. Like that's her story, that's her character. And I'm like, okay. And she never falls. She never feels even too vulnerable because apparently she's not allowed to show personality, and she shows zero personality in the fucking movie, and it's very boring to watch. And she never has her falling moment. She easily beats the bad guy in 2 seconds and stuff. Like, and it comes off cringy and unlikable. And that's what Captain Marvel, that's how she came off. She was cringy and super unlikable and not relatable in the slightest bit. Like, she was not a character people can get attached to or enjoy. And that is also just bad writing and Brie Larson's very mediocre performance. But those are just examples of characters that are just not written properly. They're not proper badass female characters. Like, example of a good badass female character is one of my favorite video game characters is Lara Croft. Lara Croft is a great character. She's a treasure hunter. She's very intelligent. She's very skilled. She's got great survival skills. She's good with a knife, a bow and arrow, a gun. And she's willing to find out the mysteries of all these myths and treasures and stuff. And she fights a lot of guys, kills people, kills wild animals and stuff, and survives some crazy shit. But what makes her interesting is she's vulnerable. She makes mistakes. She puts herself and her friends at risk a lot of times in a lot of these video games. But she has relatability. She has charm. And again, she isn't perfect. She's still a human being. She's still a person that has flaws. That's what makes a person a person. That's what makes you human. Humans make mistakes. And Lara Croft has made many mistakes. Not even just in the video games, but in the movies as well. And it's very wonderfully portrayed, especially how good the game is, too. And, like, Lara Croft is a great character. She's an inspirational character for females, but she's also badass for the males to play. Like, when I was a young boy playing the PS1 Lara Croft Tomb Raider games, I loved it. She was cool. She was badass. She was taking on a dinosaur, like, and she was awesome to play as. And again, another like example is like Nathan Drake is a male character. The two of them are very similar to each other. They're a little cocky and arrogant sometimes, but they make mistakes and they have vulnerability in them. Another great example is a great female character is Furiosa from Mad Max Fury Road. Like, this is a bait and switch done properly. Like, we get a lot of bait and switches. We're kind of getting that with like the Obi-Wan, and we've gotten that with a few stories. Like, it's supposed to be about one character, but it's actually about another character. Mad Max Fury Road is a Mad Max movie, but Furiosa is the lead character. And honestly, that could have been a problem in the wrong hands. Like, if it was directed by like a Rian Johnson or something, or if it was directed by Elizabeth Banks or something, people who are just man-hating feminists. But no, it's directed by George Miller. And it's done beautifully. And Furiosa is a spectacular character. She's so cool. She's so badass. And you understand and you root for her. She is trying to save all these women because they live in this post-apocalyptic world and they're living in this citadel that's run by Emoto Joe, who is pretty much a monster in how he treats women and stuff. And she just wants freedom from them all. And she's been a loyal servant to Emoto Joe, but she's just had enough. And she just wants to stand her ground and live in harmony with not just the women, but all people who want peace. And like, this is a destructive and insane world they live in. And all she wants is to live in peace. And anyone can relate to that. And she's badass. She's great with the car. She's kick-ass with a shotgun. Fuck's sake, she's even the one that killed the villain at the end of the movie, not Max himself. Mad Max is just a character to help out. He's just put into the situation, but it's not his story. He's literally just there to help them out. This is Furiosa's story in a Mad Max movie. And she doesn't come off like condescending or man-hating or anything. No, she also makes a lot of mistakes. She almost dies multiple times. She has her fall, but has her time to have the hero's journey and get back up again. That's what a hero's journey is, and Furiosa has that in this film. There's many times she thinks it's all over, like she's about to give up and everything. But no, she keeps going, and she gets victorious because she is the protagonist. She is the hero of the story. And she's a great character, and we love her. Like, she was cooler than Mad Max himself, and Mad Max is a great character. But, like, Furiosa was amazing. Like, if we want to even go to the MCU, Gamora is a great character. Gamora is a person who's raised by Thanos, one of the most destructive and evil people in the universe, and she was raised to be an assassin. He killed her people, and she was raised to kill people for him. And when she finally meets up with Peter Quill, she finally finds a way to put an end to her father's madness. And again, she's a vulnerable character. She's been through a lot. All she wants is to have a good relationship with her sister and be part of a real family. And she finds that with the Guardians of the Galaxy. She finds a family that actually accepts her and loves her. Like, her character is not just supposed to be a badass character. It's not supposed to be a person who just overpowers everyone. No, her character has so much depth and love and kindness in her. And you see that with her relationship with all the Guardians of the Galaxy and with Nebula. Gamora is a fantastic character. She has her flaws, she has her vulnerabilities, but she's also really fucking awesome. And Zoe Saldana is so compelling in the role as Gamora. Great character. Another character I can think of is Veronica Mars from the television show. This could have been a very annoying character because it is Kristen Bell. But no, she's a teenager who's a high school investigator, and she's investigating a murder of her friend. That's really it. And she's very smart, and she's very cunning, and she is very arrogant and very cocky because she is smart, and she knows she's smarter than a lot of people, and she does show that, which a lot of smart people in this world do. But again, she has her vulnerability. She's been through some crazy shit. And again, she gets facts wrong. She solves mysteries that didn't even need to be solved, and they're like, wait, why'd you do that and stuff. She has a lot of issues with her character, but she's still compelling. You still want her to solve these cases. You still want her to find out the truth of what happened to her friend and stuff. And she's a great character. A very good character and a relatable character to a lot of people, especially in high school, because it deals with bullying as well. So Yeah, and lastly, if we want to get to like other great female characters, is Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff is a great character. They almost destroyed her character in her own fucking movie because they made her very less interesting, and it was a bait and switch in a terrible way. They made like Florence Pugh's the new Black Widow, and Florence Pugh's a great actress and she's pretty good in the movie. But I wanted a Natasha Romanoff film. Just in the Avengers movies, Natasha Romanoff is a compelling character who's been through a lot of crazy and twisted things. And she's so great. She's so likable. She's, again, not overly condescending. She's not a man hater. She's not like this raging feminist who wants girl power. She's the only woman on the team to be like, treat me with respect. No. She's okay being treated like the boys and stuff. She talks like them, insults them, and all that stuff. She's great. She holds her own, and I love it. She outsmarts people, but not in a condescending and stupid and idiotic way. She's cunning, she's smart, she's great with her words. She wants to help people. She's worked for evil her whole life. And when she finally has a purpose to do some good in the world, she wants to do it. She wants peace. She wants to be a hero of her own story. And you see that when she talks to Hulk and Captain America and everything. And even in Age of Ultron, we get like little glimpses of her past and what they had to do to her. Like you feel so much sympathy for her character. And again, they could have easily made her character just like this badass female character who like she don't need a man to tell her what to do. She's badass all on her own. I'm like, no, they didn't do that though. She has flaws. She doesn't even have powers. And she knows she can't defeat some people because she doesn't have these powers or the technology like Iron Man. So she just does what she can do. And I love it. She's fantastic. She's a great fucking character. These are female characters done properly. And if I want to get to the last character, one of my favorite characters in all of cinema is Ellen Ripley. Ellen Ripley starts off as just a blue-collar worker. She's like a trucker in space. And when the alien comes, she's the most relatable character because she's the character we all want to be in a horror film. She's not perfect. She's not like overly brilliant and stuff and knows how to defeat the xenomorph and stuff. No. She's just calm and collect and logical, which is something I want to be sometimes, which I'm not. But she's the character we all want to be. She's the character we all want to relate to in a horror film. And that's why we love her so much. She just asks questions that need to be asked. And she's not, again, perfect. She faces death so many times. The reason she lives in the movie is because she's defensive. It's because she doesn't take as much risks and does as stupid decisions like other characters do. She just thinks things over. She is collective. She's not perfect because she almost dies multiple times and she has to get saved by Parker because Ash is trying to kill her and stuff. But she is a great and relatable character. She's just an everyday worker who just wants to get home alive. That's really it. She just wants to get home to her daughter and live a life. That's really it. She's not a hero in her books. She just wants to get out of this situation alive. Super relatable. And even in Aliens, where she becomes more badass, she's just there to help this. She's not there to show the soldiers how it's done and this is how you do it and stuff. No, she's just there for intel. She's just there to help them out a little bit with some information because she's the only one that's experienced the xenomorphs. So, yeah, she's there. It's mostly about the relationship she has with Newt, and it's a mother-daughter relationship. That's mostly her story. Her story is not just about being a badass. It's a mother-daughter relationship, which is great. I love it. She has been frozen for 80 years, and she lost her daughter, so she finally finds a daughter connection with this girl who lost her family. They are kindred spirits, and that's what makes the heart of the movie. Not until the third act she becomes a badass, and Corporal Hicks has to show her how to use a gun and stuff, because again, in a modern age, she'd be like, no, I already know how to use a gun. But no, he's like, this is how you use a gun, this is how you do and stuff. She's like, okay, cool. She's learning. That's what people do. We learn. We learn things. We don't know everything. We're not all know-it-alls. And she becomes like the hero at the end of the movie. Because she uses the little machine thing because she was like a factory worker. She uses just a normal thing for stocking shelves to defeat the alien queen, which I love. It's fantastic. Get away from her, you bitch. And that's what makes her such a great character. She's not perfect. She's just a normal, everyday person who's just trying to do the right thing. They ruined her character in Alien Resurrection when she's just a cyborg who just does everything and knows everything. But let's forget about that. Aliens is the proper Ellen Ripley. And these are female characters that we all know and love, and they will stand the test of time as some of the greatest female characters. This is female characters written properly. These are great characters. And I hope movies in the future keeps writing characters like that. For the love of God. Hopefully Obi-Wan show gets better, but who knows. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, who is your favorite female character in a film, TV show, video game, whatever. Let me know your favorite and tell me why. Why do you like this character? How do you relate to them on a personal level? Give me your thoughts and opinions. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.